those in the West Indies, they just kind of back off, you know, kind of look at you. And my guide would say, the missionary's coming. Boy, they'd back off. But the minute I got in, they'd pack in there so great until you just couldn't move. You just couldn't move. And every miracle that God would perform, they'd just get a little closer and a little closer and a little closer. And one of the ministers said, you know, we're going to have the police to hold them people back. And the one other minister said, I don't think so. That was the police that pushed past me tonight and said, let me see. Let me see. You see, it doesn't matter who you are. When God begins to move and the miracles begin to take place, everybody lose sight of everything but one, and his name's Jesus. Jesus, 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 Jesus. You forget about it. Everybody. And when they'd crowd in closer, and I looked over that mass of suffering humanity, and I thought, God, there's no way I could ever pray for all of them except in a mass. And I began to pray. But a little woman that was blind, somebody had said, just reach out there and touch Sister Madeline's skirt. And they were pushing her and pushing her. And she was reaching out. And my husband said, I didn't know what they were doing. But all of a sudden, he said, I didn't know if they were going to try to pull your skirt off, what they were trying to do. But at the minute she touched my skirt, she screamed, I can see, I can see. You see, Jesus honored that faith. Jesus honored that faith. You see, that's what the Lord does. He honors our faith. In Charlotte, North Carolina, in the big gospel tent, and we've had the miracle service and miracles after miracles, and on miracle night, I don't pray for anything but miracle cases. And that night, I've been carried out from under the tent because I've never walked out of a miracle service, because God's power is so mighty that even now I cannot stand under that power. And this blind man, they had brought him, and they said as they was taking me out, the lady said to him, you know, they're carrying Sister Madeline out from under the tent. She's passed out on the power of God. They've just been so many miracles. But said, I tell you what, if you'll just reach down and get those shavings where Jesus has been performing the miracles, just take them, put them to your eyes, and he'll heal you. And the man did not get them to his eyes. He reached, and when he reached for the shavings, God immediately opened his eyes. Wasn't a touch of Sister Madeline, not the touch of any man, but the touch of Jesus. The touch of Jesus. You see, I wasn't even there. I couldn't even stand on my feet. I used to tell the Lord on Miracle Night, Lord, if I could just stand up a little longer, I could pray for more people. You know, that's our thoughts. But the Lord said, yeah, but when you're taken out, then they're reaching up more to me. Reaching up more to me. They lose sight of everybody but me, and they receive their miracles. You see, that's what the Lord wants you to do. He wants you to lose sight of everything but Him. But Him.